Good day everyone! For today's video, I'm gonna show you how to lay out pattern pieces of short sets on the fabric. So to start, these are the things needed. So we have the ruler, shears, tape measure, pencil chalk, pencil, carbon paper, pins and pin cushion, 2 yards 60 width fabric, and the pattern pieces. So we have the shorts pattern, the sleeve pattern, the back pattern of shirt, and the front pattern. So to start, let us lay out first the shorts pattern. So in laying out the pattern on the fabric, make sure that you lay first the biggest pattern. So this is the right side of the fabric and this is the wrong side. So fold your fabric on the lengthwise fold. Make it double for the front and back pieces. So place your pattern on the cloth. Make sure that your cloth is enough for your pattern and it has allotted space for seam allowances. Then pin your pattern on the fabric. When pinning, make sure that your pins face outward about 5 inches distance. For the inseam, put 5/8 inch allowance since we are using a front seam when sewing these shorts. For the crotch, also 5/8 inch. Then for the waistline, since we are using 1/2 inch garter or elastic band, so allot 1 and 1/4 inch. it on the other side of your shorts. So 5/8. Cut the fabric. Follow the seam line when cutting the fabric. So put your right hand on the top of your fabric in order not to move your fabric while cutting. This is what it looks like. For the front pattern, again, put together the right side of the material, fold it lengthwise, so this is the lengthwise grain of your fabric and this is the crosswise. For the front facing, where you place the buttons and buttonholes, allot 2 inches. Then place your front pattern along with the folded edges. Then pin your pattern. For the seam allowance, one and a half inches for the hemline, (5/8 inch for the sides since we are using front seam. For the armhole, 1/2 inch. For the shoulder, 5/8. And for the neckline, 3/8 inch. Then cut. For the back part, again, fold your fabric facing right sides together. So make sure that it is folded lengthwise. So this is the lengthwise part of your fabric and this is the crosswise. So the back part of your pattern has a center fold. So fold your fabric off lengthwise center fold. Then place your back pattern along with the folded edges. Then pin your pattern. Then put seam allowances. For the hemline, 1.5 inches. For the sides, 5/8 inch. For the front seam, for the armhole, 1/2 inch. And for the shoulder, 5/8 inch. For the neckline, 3/8 inch. Then cut or back pattern. Last, for the sleeve, get a piece of fabric enough for your sleeve. Then fold it lengthwise. So this is the lengthwise part of your fabric and this is the crosswise. Then lay out your sleeve pattern. So we have 1.5 inches for the sleeve hem allowance. Then pin your pattern. For the underarm seam, put 5/8 inch allowance. Then for the cup portion of your sleeve, 1/2 inch. Then cut the fabric. So place your right hand on top of the fabric so that your fabric will not move while cutting. make a notch to locate the center. To transfer the markings, let's start with the shorts. So to transfer construction marks on the fabric, let us use the carbon paper. So not all allowance will not be transferred. So those only part that you will start joining. So in order to transfer the markings on this part and on this part, you just fold your carbon paper and place between your pattern and the fabric. For the waistline, fold your carbon paper into two, facing the carbonized part, and then place it on the right side of your fabric. So the purpose of this, for you to fold easily the waistline, so that you can easily see the markings. So you have to mark it on the right side. Use hidden line. Make sure you mark it until the end of, up to the end of your fabric. And then also do it on the hemline, just like what you did on the waistline. So place your carbon paper on the right side, in between your fabric, then transfer the markings. For the front, mark it on the wrong side of the fabric. For the back, only the armhole and the neckline should be transferred. And make a notch on the center back. And for the sleeve, then fold your carbon paper facing the carbonized part, and then place it on the right side of your fabric. For the bias, you need a piece of fabric, then fold it 45 degrees. So this is the bias part, and then mark it about 1 3/8.